Hello friends, and today we shall be discussing about how to run a Python file in Visual Studio Code. So that will again be a continuation of the Visual Studio Code series. So what I do is I would just simply start with in my Priyanka folder, the main directory I've created. And if you've not watched the previous two videos, please go ahead and watch it because this is continuation of that. They're very short videos, so you can just it hardly take 5 minutes. Go to the new file. Now I want it in Python. I'm running this file in Python. So what I'll do is I'll make first.py. I'll give a py extension and I create this. Now when I create this, notice the most important thing is that the logo. I start getting this Python logo. Another important thing which you should know is the bar, this horizontal bar which you can see in the end, the blue bar. This shows my editor compiler here, right? I'm using Python 3.7.6 64-bit conda. Okay, and this will be my acting as my editor here, my compiler, right? Now another thing is that the language I'm using would be displayed here, that is Python. All right, if suppose I would be working on Java or on JavaScript or R, then here the language would have been changed and also the interpreter, right? Now, how do you set this interpreter? You go to the command panel of this. Either you can go from here, command palette, Control Shift P, or directly you can just hit Control Shift P and you will be redirected here. Okay. Now, here what you can do is you can simply write Python and install all your dependencies. It will show you that you install Python, you install Jupyter, and all the important things which will be recommended to you. Okay, so just go ahead and install that because I have already been installed these Python and Conda. I have activated my base, right? So what you do is and if you face problem in these dependencies, how to go about it, since because I have already done it, I don't know which step you might face a problem, so you can just write it in the comment section wherever you are facing a problem. There you might face a few glitches, but by the end of the day you would be able to go and install this Python and all the dependencies needed to run your Python file in Visual Studio. So I'll simply start with writing, in Python it is very easy, you don't have to really work on it. So simply I'm writing print hello all, and I will write here, I shift and enter. If I click, it will, can you see this in terminal? The output is, okay, it is again, it is giving me hello all. Okay, in the terminal I can find hello all. Now if I just go ahead and write here a equals to suppose 5 plus 7, and I tell it to print a, shift enter, so it is giving me 12. Can you see this? Okay, that means my Python code is working fine here in the Visual Studio Code because I have firstly given an extension called py, so it is giving me the Python, and you can see that. Now suppose if I make a new file and I name it as new dot new dot md. Now this is a markdown file, it will give me a markdown symbol. Can you see that? And it will give me a preview. Now there's the difference. When I go for the Python file, I am not getting that preview option. But when I go to the hello.md file or something like that, I can see these options here, the preview options. And so I see that, right? And this is with litviz. This when you install this dependency, like suppose I go to the command palette and I write here markdown. I've got this markdown preview enhanced with litviz already installed. So when I've got this thing installed, you can see the preview like this, right? Okay. So this is a very basic code editor which you can see in the markdown. If you have got a markdown file, you'll be able to see this in such a thing. But another thing is that in Python file, you would not be able to see this thing because you don't get any option for the preview here. Okay, you can see the more options here, but you will not see that. So that is a basic difference, and that's why I was actually facing a problem when I was working with Python file, and I had to convert it into MD and do my work on it, show it in the text editor of Visual Studio Code. So I think of making a video of it so that you can just simply go ahead and use your you use these videos for your good. And that is been covered in the second video, so you will be provided the links and the description in the end screen, so just go ahead and see that. And now, how do you check whether your dependencies are being installed or not? So you go to this extension. Can you see this thing, the sign? This is an extension, or simply click Control Shift and X. So when you will click on this, you can see the installed dependencies I have. I have it from ELN, Jupyter, Kite, Markdown, Review, Prettier, Python. Click on Python and you will see that since I have already installed it, I get an option of uninstall or disable. So if you are new to this Visual Studio and you want to see, so you can just write search for this in the search bar and see which all the dependencies or debugging or compiler you want. So the first one is Python. Just install this. Okay, and it is enabled globally. That is the advantage, that you can run all the files. You can also install this Python for VS Code if you want, right? But this works fine, so just one package is fine. Next, I have also an extension. If I can just tell you, I have also Jupyter installed. So you can install this Jupyter also, so that you can run your Jupyter notebooks in this very VS Code, right? So similarly, you can search like I was talking about Markdown in the previous video, so you can just check here Markdown, and whichever you want, you can just download it. Search it here, and you have in the marketplace all the packages, everything available, and you can simply download that. Okay. Docker, you've got Docker, SQL tools, and so on. So once you get this installed, you can run your Python. This, can you see this? We can just run this code that we have done it in the start of the video. Okay. And one more thing, guys, you have to activate the base for, or activate your current Python environment where you're working. So I feel a few of you might get this problem, few of you might not get a problem. So for this, just ensure that your base, or you can say the Python where it is that is your Anaconda package has been activated. Otherwise, it will throw an error. And I'm running this in Python. Can you see that? I'm not running it in PowerShell. This is a Python. Okay. And also I've told you that this horizontal blue bar also tells you that this is the Python. And I am executing Anaconda. It is taking it from that package from where Anaconda is there. So I had to activate this base, which was not recognized firstly, and then now it has started recognizing it. So yeah, you might face a little problem. Just let me know, because when I resolved my problem, I actually forgot these steps. So yes, I can once I know the problem, I can solve it. Okay. And see you guys in the next video then. Thank you.